Hello, beautiful souls, my soul family. Welcome to this video on the Virgo new moon. So this new moon is happening in the midst of retrograde season. We have many planets retrograde at this time. And one of the gifts of that is it actually gives us deeper insight into our subconscious patterns, deeper insight into the habits that are at play in our life that are leading and helping to create the results that we experience. So I think for everybody at this time, we are revisiting certain themes in our life, certain areas in our life where we know that it is time to make a change. It is time to lean into growth and expansion. And this new moon is very supportive of that. We also have the ruler of this new moon, Mercury, stationing on the day of the new moon. It is preparing to go direct. So it's actually quite powerful in that position, especially where Mercury is at home in the sign of Virgo. It's in its rulership. So there's newfound insight that is coming in at this time that can help you make decisions that maybe you've been unclear of in the past, that can help you move away from indecision so you can begin to build momentum and move forward. So before I pull up my chart and share the screen for this new moon, there are a little more things that I want to share about the Virgo archetype, since we do have the sun and moon in Virgo at this time, which is what is making it a new moon. So a key word when it comes to Virgo is discernment. Discerning what gets our attention, what needs to be shifted and altered, and what kind of information is irrelevant. Where are we caught in busy work? It also very much puts the focus on our daily routine, and it is that reminder that to create changes in our life, it's often not these really big moves that we make or like life-altering decisions, although of course there are times where that is part of it. This energy specifically is speaking to the daily habits we have, the consistent actions we take that add up over time to create big change, to create big shifts. And it gives us insight into what is needing to change in our routine to increase our well-being. When we're talking about Virgo, Virgo is about our physical health, our physical well-being, how we care for our body. And the opposite of Virgo is Pisces, which is coming into the mix. You'll see when I show the chart, it's coming in to the mix with this new moon as well. And Pisces energy, it speaks to our emotional well-being, our spiritual well-being, our energetic well-being. So overall theme here that's coming through too is prioritizing your well-being and a strong energy of service. And not service in the sense of like the martyr, of showing up because we feel we have to, taking on a sense of over responsibility. We're the only one that can do it. That's the shadow side of this energy. Service in the sense of you have unique gifts, a unique message that others need. It can help others heal. It can activate others. It can contribute to the expansion and ascension on the planet. And this new moon is really calling you to share those gifts, to look at how you are using your talents, your skills to contribute to the growth and evolution of the planet. So not just in your own life, but the planet at large as well. Let's dive in a little bit deeper here. I'm going to share my screen so you have a visual representation of what is happening here. So 21 degrees is where the new moon is. So this is the zodiac sign for Virgo. We have the moon, the sun, as well as Mercury, still in retrograde motion, but again, it's stationing on the day of the new moon. It's getting ready to move direct. So there's newfound insight here that you have as you begin to move forward. So I know I started this video by saying there's themes that are coming up in your life that are not new. You have revisited this many times before, but you know that now is the time to make a move. Now is the time to make a decision on it. And this energy of Mercury, even in the days following the new moon, you can begin to gain that clarity, you can begin to gain that confidence, and you can ultimately choose, because it's a choice, to move forward, to no longer stay stagnant, to no longer stay stuck, to build momentum, to take those action steps to build that momentum. So there's a couple aspects that the new moon is making here that we're going to dive more into. So the first one is a trine. We have Uranus over here in the sign of Taurus, trining the moon. That's that blue line here. Trines are harmonious flows of energy in astrology, and this one is almost exact. We have Uranus at 22 degrees, the new moon at 21. So this is one of what I would call the strongest aspect of this new moon. Uranus is about change, evolution, awakening to new possibilities. It's very dynamic. It's very powerful. It doesn't overthink. It's very instinctual and intuitive, and it calls you forward. So that flowing in harmony with this new moon is part of what's creating that theme of where is it time to move forward for you? Where is it time to lean into change? Where is it time to let go of the past versions of you and embody and keep up with who you actually are today? And what I love about working with that energy of Uranus is it doesn't care about the status quo. It doesn't care so much about the past. It doesn't even care about disruption. It wants you to move forward. It wants you to grow. It wants you to evolve. It wants you to awaken to your power and your truth and to follow your heart as you move forward. So that's a very powerful aspect here. Now that it's happening in earth signs, this could also relate to like finances as well. Changes in your finances, decisions you're making that are opening up the portal for more financial abundance to flow in at this time as well, as you use your genius, as you use your unique gifts. So coming back to this understanding that a big part of the Virgo energy is how we are being of service to others through our gifts. And then that aspect with Uranus is like, wow, huge expansion can happen for you as you own what those gifts are and as you confidently and courageously share them. The other aspect here is a trine that's happening with Pluto. Pluto is at 28 degrees in the final sign of Capricorn, where it's been hanging out for a while. Pluto moves slowly. It has also revisited this placement before. So again, that theme of there's things occurring in your life that you've looked at, you know, it's time to make a decision on, it's time to create that transformation. This is showing up in this area of the chart as well. Now, this trine isn't exact because we have the moon at 21, we have Pluto at 28, but in the days following the new moon, it is going to be exact. And it's still at play here with this new moon. And Pluto is about power and transformation. It's about soul level transformation. It's about, I often refer to it as the Phoenix energy, going into the shadow, but being able to alchemize everything through the energy of love and bring it into the light where it is transformed. And in that process, recognizing our power, the internal creative power that each of us hold. So this moon is very active. There is this calling to move forward, but not in a rushed, chaotic way. It's very deliberate. It's very intentional. I'm also hearing the word soul level transformation. Things are transforming internally. They have been. And now you're about to see them in the external world. Because if we look at these energies together here, and again, this is not exact, but it's still worth pointing out, they're still working together. We have a grand earth trine. So that's a blue triangle here, this grand earth trine, which is a gift when we see a trine. And the peak of it is Pluto. And earth signs are very good for manifesting. There's an energy of being very practical and grounded when we look at earth signs. So what I'm hearing around this is there's internal work you've been doing that is starting to show in your external reality. You are starting to see that the work you've put in, the inner work, the healing is being reflected to you in your outer world. And this new moon is a call to notice that as well. Notice that what is happening internally when we hold the frequency, when we hold the vibration, eventually it is reflected back to us in very tangible ways in our external life. So there's something there as well that's like things really coming to fruition at this time, and a new level of insight, a new level of awareness. And the message I'm hearing from the records is to have the courage to make the decision and move forward. I was talking to a private client about this the other day, how indecision uses up a lot of energy. When we are in a place of indecision on something, it's constantly playing in the back of our mind, taking energy away from things that we could use it toward that are ultimately more productive than going back and forth, which puts a split in our energy and sends a mixed signal to the universe. And often we put a lot of pressure on ourselves because we think there's a right decision or a wrong decision, instead of there's a decision and then many other decisions that will follow that shape that primary decision. So taking the pressure off of yourself of like, oh, I could get this wrong. What if I screw it up? And remember the power you have, right? There's a decision, and then what you do that follows that decision is just as important. So keeping that in mind as well. There's also an opposition here I want to speak to that does bring in this Piscean energy. So the moon and sun opposing Neptune over here in the sign of Pisces. So, and once again, we're working with the axes here. Virgo Pisces is the healing axis. So this really is a good new moon as well to look at how you're feeling emotionally, spiritually, as well as physically. And they all play together, right? If one's off, it's going to influence the other. And that's why these energies work on an axis. They work together. We need to look after all of those areas of our life. So it's looking at where you haven't prioritized that and making those little changes to prioritize that daily. There's something here with Virgo that hones in on the details, and it's not about the big picture with Virgo. It's more about the little things. It's more about the details. And as we change those little things, those add up over time. Those new actions, even if they seem small, they compound. So looking at what changes that you can practically make in your day-to-day life that could increase your overall joy, your overall well-being. And if you've been following my videos, you know that was a big theme with the Venus retrograde. Venus is now direct. So we can take that insight that we gained during its retrograde around what lights us up, where are the energy leaks in our life, what do we actually love, and begin to implement that in very tangible, practical ways with this new moon energy, which is a call to like make those daily changes. The last aspect I want to touch on here is with Mercury, since Mercury is ruling over this new moon, as I said, getting ready to go direct as well. So this is also about our mindset, our belief system, how we see ourselves, how we see the world, the lens we are looking through, and really throughout the retrograde, having an opportunity to gain deeper insight into what we are entertaining, in the sense of like, what stories are we creating about who we are, what we get to have in life, how life responds to us, and just letting go of the ones that aren't helpful. You don't have to entertain stories that don't serve you, that are not helpful. And you get to up-level your mindset. And as you do that, you see through a new lens, meaning you see solutions where you may not have seen them prior. You see opportunities where you may have overlooked them before. So that is one of the many reasons why our mindset is so important. Our mindset is also very connected to our energy. So the signal we are sending out into the world, you've probably noticed if you've been entertaining feel-good thoughts, your energy vibrates in correspondence with that. And vice versa, if you've been entertaining thoughts that are dense in nature, bringing you down, you feel that physically and you feel that in your energetic field. And the more attuned you are to that, the more you can make those adjustments in the moment. So you're sending the signal you want to send to the universe, instead of mixed messages, right? Consciously saying you want one thing, but energetically there's something else that's active in your field. We want coherence there. We want to have alignment, and we can all get there. And it's a practice for all of us. And it begins with awareness. Following awareness is the willingness to create a shift. When we notice an old pattern, in that moment, say, I'm no longer going to give energy to this pattern. I'm no longer going to entertain it. I'm going to choose something new. Mercury is forming an opposition here with Saturn in the sign of Pisces. If you followed my last full moon video, you know Saturn played a big role in that. So now it's coming back in opposing Mercury here. So this is a call, honestly, like what I'm hearing around this is a call to up-level your mindset. This is a call to hold yourself to a new standard. Where are you letting yourself slip in the sense of like, where are you saying, where are you getting pulled into like a cycle of an unwanted thought pattern or an unwanted belief, because that builds momentum. In psychology, we would call that the snowball effect, where it just builds momentum as it goes. The more we feed a thought, the stronger it gets. So Saturn always calls us to a new level of maturity. So this is upgrading our thoughts, upgrading our mindset, so it matches who you really are. And again, if you're hearing this and it feels like you don't have that control over your thoughts, it's a practice. Like anything else, we actually do have the ability to rewire our brain and to entertain new thoughts. It is a practice. So this is the overall vibe here of the new moon. I'm seeing change. I'm seeing transformation. I'm seeing a call to really step into your power, your brilliance, to embrace evolution, embrace change, don't stay stagnant, as well as prioritize your overall well-being. And remember, those small, consistent actions over time, they will add up for you. They really do pay off. So you can start small and you will eventually just see the positive snowball effect of that. So I also want to share with you, I'm hosting a free masterclass that's going to help you prepare for eclipse season. So it's called Portal of Expansion, Ignite Your Business with Abundance this eclipse season. So I'm going to help you get out ahead of these energies. I'll pop the link below where you can sign up for that masterclass. It is going to take place on Zoom. There is a replay if you can't be there live. And abundance is a big theme this eclipse season. We have Venus ruling over the solar as well as the lunar eclipse. So a lot of energy around prosperity and abundance. I can't wait to dive deeper into that with you. I am sending you all so much love and new moon blessings, and I will see you very soon. Bye for now.